While racks and panniers are the most popular method for carrying your belongings on a road-based bicycle tour, another popular means of carrying your gear is to use a trailer, like the one you see here. Now, most trailers are one or two-wheeled devices that you pull behind your bicycle and are attached usually at the rear axle or up at the seat post. And the good thing about using a trailer like this one on a bicycle tour is that this is a great way to get started with bicycle touring without having to go and purchase a whole bunch of expensive gear. You can go out and buy a cheap bicycle trailer like this one and attach it to any bike that you currently have. Pretty much any road bike, hybrid, mountain bike, etc. You can attach a trailer to, and then you can go off and conduct your bicycle tour. So if you're not ready to invest $1,000 or more in a new touring bicycle, new racks, new panniers, and all the gear that I've talked about throughout this course, a great way to get started with bicycle touring is to go out and purchase an inexpensive trailer like this one and conduct some short bicycle tours. Once you've done that, then you can decide if bicycle touring is something you want to do more of in the future and whether you want to invest in the more traditional bicycle touring racks and panniers and a proper touring bicycle as well. Another advantage to using a bicycle trailer on a bicycle tour is the fact that packing a trailer is a whole lot easier to do than packing the racks and panniers that I showed you previously. So with racks and panniers, there's more of a system to the process. You know, you got to put the heavy weight down at the bottom of the bags and the lighter weight up at the top. You got to put a certain amount of weight at the back of the bicycle and a certain amount of weight in the front. And you always want to put the same items back in the same panniers so that you know where those items are when you need to get to them. Versus a trailer bag like this one, you basically just open it up, throw all your items inside, close the lid, and then continue on your way. So packing a trailer is a whole lot easier to do than packing the panniers that I showed you previously. Now that being said, there are some disadvantages to using a trailer on your bicycle tours, and the main disadvantage is friction. Now the more wheels you have touching the ground, so this bicycle for example has 3 wheels touching the ground, front, rear, and then the trailer wheel. The more wheels you have touching the ground, the more friction you're creating with the road and the harder it's going to be for you to ride your bicycle. Now this trailer only has 1 wheel, but some other bicycle trailers have 2 wheels, and I've even seen 3-wheeled trailers on some occasions. So the more wheels you have touching the ground, the harder it's going to be for you to ride your bike. And this is especially true when you're going uphill. With a trailer, you can definitely feel that weight pulling you backwards when you're climbing up hills. So while trailers are very nice on flat ground, and especially when going downhill, they can be a struggle when climbing in steep terrain. The other disadvantage to using a trailer like this is the added length that it adds to your bicycle. You can see this trailer almost doubles the overall length of my touring bicycle. And that length can be troublesome, not when you're just out on the road and there's no one around, but when you're in heavy traffic or cycling through pedestrian zones or having to navigate any sort of terrain. Maybe there's like a steep ledge on the side of the road, you know, where it falls off into the gutter or something like that, and you're having to navigate on a very thin strip of road. A trailer can be a little tricky to keep that back wheel in its place. So that's definitely a disadvantage to using a trailer. The other disadvantage I have found comes with parking your bicycle. Parking a two-wheeled touring bicycle is pretty simple. You lean it up against a tree, a fence post, a picnic table, or even you lay it on the ground, and that's okay. But with a trailer, parking is a little bit more difficult. You do generally want to have something to lean the bike up against, but if you don't have anything to lean your bike up against, like here, there's nothing around. There's nothing for me to lean my bicycle against. So this bicycle is equipped with front and rear kickstand, which makes parking the bike very easy. But if my bicycle, or your bicycle, did not have these kickstands and you wanted to park your bike in this particular scenario, there's really no good way to do it. You can lean your bike over on its side, which then makes the trailer lean over on its side, or you can do some kind of thing like this. You know, you can figure out a way somehow to park your bike at an angle and maybe it'll stay upright, but it's pretty tricky to do, and most people are going to get aggravated trying to do that on a regular basis. So those are some things to keep in mind when you are deciding whether to use a bicycle trailer on your bicycle tours. Yes, it can be very inexpensive to go out and purchase a trailer like this one and simply add it to your touring bicycle. And yes, packing a bicycle trailer is very easy to do. It's the easiest way to pack for a bicycle tour of any length. The disadvantages are the added friction that you're creating with the ground as you ride. You're also doubling or greatly increasing the length of your touring bicycle, which can then make it difficult for you to navigate while you're out on the road. And parking a bicycle like this one can be difficult as well. While we're talking about bicycle trailers, let's talk about a bicycle touring setup like this, where an individual might be carrying a trailer as well as a full set of front and rear pannier bags. Now, I have seen a few individuals over the years packing in this way, and in 99% of the cases, the individual just simply has too much stuff on their bicycle. So in general, I do not recommend you pack both a set of panniers as well as a rear trailer. But there are two instances in which I think packing in this way might be justified, and I'll explain those two reasons right now. Now, the first reason you might want to pack like this is if you're going off on some epic, self-supported bicycle touring adventure where you're going to be out there on the road for an extended period of time. You got a whole lot of gear that you're going to need to be carrying, and you got a whole lot of food that you're going to need to be carrying on your bike as well. For example, let's say you want to ride your bike to the South Pole in the middle of Antarctica all by yourself. In that case, you're going to be carrying like a whole bunch of winter clothing, so a whole bunch of stuff there, as well as like a month's supply of food. And so on a trip like that, packing in this way might actually be justified, you know? So yes, packing in this way is going to make your bike super heavy and it's going to make you super slow, but that might be the way to pack for some bicycle tours. Rare, but it is possible. The other reason you might want to pack in this way is if you're choosing to travel on your bicycle with either a pet or a child. So oftentimes I will see people traveling with their dog, their cat, their rabbit. I've even seen a goat on a bicycle tour. So they have the pet in the trailer or they have their child in the back of the trailer, and then they're carrying all of their traditional bicycle touring gear in the panniers on the front of the bike. So those are the two reasons you might want to pack in this way, but in 99% of the cases, I would recommend not doing this. Do not overload your bicycle just because you can. Pack light and choose one or the other. Choose a trailer, great, or a set of panniers. Now if you choose a trailer too, it's okay to like have a handlebar bag on the front or something like that. That's fine, but just don't go overboard by packing both a full trailer and a full set of pannier bags.